Yo, yo. Welcome, everybody, to episode 2.
Yo, yo.
Oh, shit. Episode 2 of the GMS Podcast. We all introduced ourselves last week. I don't know if we need to go through introductions again. You can probably see the names on the screen. You got Big Al, David, Justin, myself, Dario. We are in the second episode of GMS Podcast, second Monday. If you're here, we appreciate y'all. Drop a comment. Let us know who you are, what you're doing, what brought you here. And we're gonna start off a little quicker this week since we ain't got to do introductions and shit like that. The first topic of the day that we're gonna talk about, and this is one of my favorite topics to talk about because this team is one of my favorite teams to talk about when I got into sports. It's your favorite NBA underdog team, past or present. This week, I'm going to kick back and I'm going to go last. We're going to get the loudest person out of the way. We're going to get Saints for the win out of the way because he in a fucking bar like a dumbass. While we sitting here trying to do a podcast, he in there trying to eat wings.
Somebody else go first. Because I know we changed it up at the last minute. I haven't really thought about it yet. But somebody else go ahead.
All right.
I'll start it off if y'all want me to. Unless you want to, Dario.
No, we go Justin first.
Okay. So, as far as underdogs go, I gotta go with the 2011 Mavericks, man. They were not supposed to beat that Heat team, bro. With the prime LeBron, who had probably his best season ever. You got D Wade, who's still balling out of control. Chris Bosh still in his prime and playing well. You got Ray Allen on that team, man. And they were well coached. Eric Spoelstra was the coach. So, I mean, the Heat were supposed to beat them at least 4-2, but they ended up losing, man. So when we talk about underdogs, I got to go with that 2011 Mavericks team, yo.
Yeah. 2011 Mavs. They won the chip that year, right?
Yep, they did. Crazy.
Shit. Dirk was playing out of his mind that year.
Yeah, and the thing is, they lost to the 06 Heat, which wasn't as good as a team as the 2011.
Yeah, and that Dallas team in 06, they had what? Josh Howard, Dirk, Sean Marion?
I believe so.
Yeah, they had a whip. They had a fucking whip.
And the run you're talking about, that game that Dirk lost, where he lost super bad in the playoff game that before the conference finals. And then he came back and had 3 of the best games he's ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was,
bounced back right there.
Yeah. Yeah, because he had a shit game. I mean, that was a bad game. Didn't he blow? He had the last shot and it was really easy and he just fucking miffed it. Super bad, I think, for the game that they lost. Super bad. I don't remember.
That was a really good team, though. They beat the Lakers that year too, didn't they? In the playoffs.
I'll have to rewind and look back. I don't necessarily remember their run, man, but they were not supposed to beat that Heat team, yo.
Hold on, I'm gonna look myself because I'm pretty sure. In the playoffs, they beat the Lakers that year. And that's a good team too. They had what? They had Jason Kidd, Dirk,
yeah. Jason Terry.
Didn't
they have Tyson Chandler that year? They
had Sean Marion too, didn't they? This was that squad: Jason Kidd, Jason Terry, Dirk Nowitzki, Sean Marion, Tyson Chandler, J.J. Barea, Brendan Haywood, Deshaun Stevenson, Karan Butler. They had Peja Stojakovic that year.
Crazy, huh?
How the fuck was he still playing?
Right.
Damn.
That was on the Mavericks.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. But that was towards the end of his career.
They swept the Lakers that year. Damn.
Crazy. Yeah, crazy, right?
Yo, that's a nice team.
I want to hear y'all underdog team now.
I'm gonna let David go next. David,
All right, David's not there. I'll go real quick. I'll knock it out. Or David, you ready?
Yeah. Oh no, I mean you can go knock these out. It's fine.
Well, I had just thought of they were underdogs. They weren't really underdogs, but they were underdogs. They were underdogs when they were down 3-1.
This nigga's corny.
Who was that?
This nigga's corny.
Who am I talking about?
Come on, man.
That's the only team.
Out of any team you could pick, you pick the Cavs.
Yes, because I was in the Bay Area when that was going down, and I had to deal with a lot of Warriors fans.
That's the most sellout team you could ever pick in this situation.
Bandwagon fans. They had a bunch of bandwagon fans. They were like, "Oh, this is over," blah blah blah, this and that. I was working in San Francisco at the time, and it was just beautiful watching each game. They were like, "Oh, we still got hope. We still got hope," and then you could just see their faces. They started taking the flags down. But and I'm not even a LeBron fan, but I was just tired of hearing all the Warriors fans this and that, and then on top of that, the other reason is because they thought they're better than my 72 Bulls. So it was beautiful when they didn't win the championship. It was beautiful.
You know the reason I hate that pick?
Why is that?
Because there are so many other teams that were well off and worse than that team was.
But you're right. But that's why I wanted. That's why I chose what I chose. Bro. I wanted to be different. I knew you were gonna be like, what? I knew it.
I think it's a good pick, honestly.
He fucking sold out.
Thank you.
You sold out.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's a sell. Hey. I ain't talked about none of these picks you done made since we started this podcast, but that was a sellout choice.
I wanted to go a little different, and I told you why. And it's because, again, my Chicago Bulls team is the best team. They got the two best records, but even though that they had one game, they didn't get that championship. So they were the underdogs. Everybody was rooting for them. Everybody already had counted them out. Everybody had already raised up the banners for the Warriors, and I was happy. I was like, that's what they did, because they could have won, but then they stepped off the gas pedal, and the rest is history.
Fucking sellout. All right, David. Because I'm tired of hearing him talk about that shit, because he a fucking sellout.
I'm gonna go with
he's sneakily a LeBron.
The 77-78 Supersonics, because they lost. So they were the fourth. They finished fourth overall in their division, but they went all the way to the NBA Finals and they lost 4-3 against the Bullets. And then the next year they were the number 1 seed and they won the NBA Finals like 4-1. So it was, I really think that. Obviously, the underdog come up, which they did not get, inspired them to be the best team they could be the next year in 78-79. So I would say the Supersonics 77-78.
What was their record?
Their record was .549 win percentage. But I'm trying to look for their official record.
You said .549?
Yeah.
So 54. D Brown, what's going on, D?
David, are you a Seattle fan?
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, so it's 47-35.
Okay. Okay. And
they were.
And this is how. So 2011 Dallas Mavs. I had it up. Oh, it's right there. Their record that year was 57-25.
It was pretty damn good.
You just said 47 and some change. And I know that Cavs team, was that 2016? I'm pretty sure it
I'm
was.
guessing they had the best record in the East, as always.
2016. Because that's when they won the ring, right?
I believe so.
Yep, 2016. In 2016, that team went 57-25. Now I'm gonna show y'all an underdog team. Okay. My favorite underdog team of all time. And I love this team so much because
did you watch a lot of their games?
I did watch a lot of their games. And the cool thing about this team was they brought in so many different people to make that team turn into who they were, and then they randomly took off. So my favorite underdog team of all time is the We Believe Golden State Warriors team.
You know, I was gonna pick them, but then I didn't want to.
Why?
You talking about with Baron Davis?
Yeah, why wouldn't you pick him? And that's the 06-07 Golden State Warriors team that
beat the Mavericks.
That abused the Mavericks 4-2 in the first round.
Yeah,
they were the number 1 seed. The Believe team was a number 8 team, and their record was 42-40.
Did they lose the next round?
They did lose in the next round.
Who did they lose to?
They lost to, I believe it was the Jazz. Yeah, it was the Jazz.
And who was on that team?
You had Darren Williams.
Wasn't Karolinko still on that team?
Andre Karolinko. You had Mehmet Okur. They had a squad.
Yeah, they had a respectable team.
They did. But when I think of underdog team, like I don't specifically think that
they got to win a championship.
Yeah, because they're an underdog. But I also don't believe an underdog needs to be a team that won 50-plus games, because I don't know if you can really consider an underdog with LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Love an underdog.
And the other thing about the 78 Sonics was that they had 2 head coaches, because their head coach, I think he quit like halfway through the season, Bob Hopkins, and so Lenny Wilkins took over, and so you had to like rebuild with a head coach change in the middle of the season and still come out to be, they did more than 50. They lost. They're the least winningest team of all the underdogs except for your team on this list.
Yeah, and then think of the names that Don Nelson had to coach on that We Believe team. Steven Jackson, a hothead. You had Baron Davis, crazy as hell. Plus, you had Matt Barnes. Like, all those players that they had to put together and the crazy thing is they traded all those players to that team just to get a spark to make it far. But, like, Al Harrington, you had Jason Richardson. But, like, who remembers Mikael Pietrus? Like,
I do.
Big ugly ass African motherfucker out there stroking that shit.
I think he was from France, right? But yeah, you're right though.
He's from France. He was French.
Kalini as a Buki. Like listen to these names, and they get into the playoffs.
But as a Buki, he played for the Warriors for a while. Right?
He did play for a while, a long while, and
he's a commentator now.
Yeah. So when I think about an underdog team, I'm thinking of a team that came from nothing.
But they were underdog team. But I mean, they felt like they won the championship after that first round, and then they just didn't play the same after that?
Hey, if you're an 8 seed that barely went 500 and you beat the number 1 seed, that's a championship victory in itself right there. How many 8 seeds you seen? How many 8 seeds?
I partially agree.
You falsely agree?
I partially agree.
Oh, okay, you partially agree.
You still got to win that ring at the end of the day.
Yeah, but you're not put in a position to think that you're gonna win the ring when you're an 8 seed. Like, how many 8 seeds have beat a 1 seed?
It's very rare.
It's real. It's rare.
It's about to happen with the Suns.
Isn't it like Gonzaga?
It's about to happen with the
That's facts. I keep telling Justin. Justin don't believe me when I say that shit.
Oh,
see,
well,
no.
Devin Book. We gonna talk about that later.
Okay,
But
no. I already know what you're gonna say. You said Devin Booker. As soon as you said that, we just said the same thing. Zion Williamson. Teams have injuries. Teams have injuries.
Hey,
so that's
But they're used to playing without Zion, so it's kind of different.
Yeah, because they started off 1-12, and then they built that team chemistry and the coach, and they got a lot of rookies that's stepping up. That's the thing.
Yeah, Herb Jones, man, he could win DPOI one year.
Man,
you talk about the Spanish guy?
No, he's a rookie. I forgot what school he went to.
Oh, I know. But they got the little dude. They got the little dude that's like a firecracker.
Who are you talking about? You don't know who went to school?
Herb Jones.
And then Alabama.
Okay,
Alabama.
I got off topic with my Pelicans.
No. Because we're going to talk about that actually. Because definitely. I feel like the Pelicans are about to win that series. I think the Pelicans are about to win out these next 2 games.
I don't think so.
That's
Absolutely
just me.
Not.
And then boy held Chris Paul to 4 points last night.
Yeah, hello. Bob Dylan fan. Hello from Vegas. Hey. I just moved back. I just moved. Oh, that's your mom?
That's my mom.
Oh, hey, mama. I just moved back from Vegas. But I got a question for y'all while we're talking about Herb Jones. Who are y'all giving all rookie first team to? Him or Jalen?
Everybody Green? All the rookies on the Pelicans.
It's going to have to be Jalen Green, man, because he's going to put acid in the seats every night. So they're preparing him to be, one of the next future NBA superstars. So
yeah, Jalen Green definitely deserved that nod. I've been hearing a lot of sports commentators talk about they will give it to Herb Jones instead of Jalen Green, which kind of throws me off.
Right. I respect their opinion, but we all know what's up. So.
Yeah, definitely. Next thing we're gonna get into is we're gonna slide into Al. I know you see that comment, Al.
Which one? Oh, I am at the sports bar down the street.
Al is being a rude ass.
No, I honestly didn't see what they had told.
No, he could have been at home, outside, in peace and quiet. But right now, he got my ears hurting from all the background noise.
Could be
I can
anywhere but where he's at.
me and my beautiful assistant are enjoying some food while doing a podcast.
You said your assistant?
My beautiful assistant, yes.
Who is your assistant?
You brought your
my lady. She does not want to be on camera. She says hi to everybody.
Hey,
and
tell
good
her
day.
I said hi. It's great to finally meet her.
Look, you can see her hand. There you go.
Hey, there it is. Yes, we definitely talk about current events. We try to speak on at least one current event every week. So after we typically do 2 sports, 1 social or current event, and then we get into 2 other sports events. So yes, we definitely gonna get into more sports more social and current events as well. So nobody want to retract any of those answers that they gave in regards to those teams? Or y'all sticking there?
I'm sticking.
Hey, if Davey can stick to his top 5 picks from last week, I can stick to mine.
Hey, you know what? First of all, all right, let's talk.
Hey,
about
man,
that.
let him talk about that.
Let's talk about it. I knew about 2 minutes in that I had said the wrong person, and I had to stick with it. If I didn't stick with it, the floodgate of you think all black people look like jokes would have just been so strong that it would have been unbearable. So I just had to grin and bear it. And I meant Wilt Chamberlain. Like, and that's obvious by what I was talking about that I meant Will Chamberlain.
It was
But, like,
obvious.
yes, by the
Absolutely not obvious.
No, it wasn't.
It was absolutely by the 3-point line comment.
There was
like,
no 3-point line for Dr. J, was it?
That's what I'm saying. There's no 3-point line for Will Chamberlain either.
So how are you?
Like,
how are you?
And I've never seen either one of them hit a three,
So how was it obvious?
Okay.
or even from that distance.
Yeah, you should go back and look at the highlights of Will Chamberlain then, because if
Will
it
was
had
shooting threes.
Next thing we know, he's gonna come back and say, "I meant to say Bob Cousy." Like,
I did not mean to say Bob.
You ain't
I
in the
meant to say
wrong
Jerry
channel,
West.
Sweat.
No,
You in the right channel, Vegas. You better stay in here too. Hey, Vegas going crazy on you again, Saint.
what do you say? Where you at? Where you at?
He said he must be in the wrong channel. Yeah, next week we're gonna talk about the best ball handler in the NBA, and David gonna say Shaq.
Well, he
And then
did
you'll be
have
like,
some
"Oh, I
moments
meant,
where he did have some moments where he thought he was point guard, and he was, doing
I
the
mean,
shake and bake
not
stuff.
elbowing if you're just rotating, right? That's the Shaq. That's like the Shaq Bible. So,
The two folks on the left are Saints for the loss, and that's the Rec Shop. Sweat.
oh,
Who has a dog? I think that's Saints in the bar, and they got dogs walking around. He said he's feeding them dog treats and stuff. So,
Who
I
has
got a dog.
dogs? Oh,
Justin, you got a dog?
yeah, he's outside though. He's barking at something.
all right. Listen, look. Don't mind the people in the other chat that are asking random questions. That's my mama. Excuse her.
Who's Saints for the win? They said.
My mama don't even know who I am. Wow. Okay. That's okay.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna ask Saint what he's eating, since everyone can hear him eating that shit. What are you eating? Look like he's eating a salad.
A salad, and then
okay. Is that a turkey club?
turkey club and some fries.
Okay.
And now some and some salmon. My beautiful assistant gave me a piece of salmon.
Oh, I done lost damn video.
On fire.
All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the first intermission real quick. It's about that time. I don't think I need to tell everybody exactly why we do this again.
Tell them.
Tell them again. All right.
Yeah, tell them. We're looking for some sponsors.
So as I said last week, we cheap as hell. We ain't about to pay for, Zoom Pro. So we're going to have to take these quick little intermissions here once in a while. Oh, man. Hey, Vegas going buck wild in the chat on your ass, bro.
I can't see what he's saying.
Hey, he said eating a salad like a bitch. All right, but we're gonna take this quick intermission, man. We'll be back in a minute and get down to the next topic. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Next time I have my shower with my pinky up.
Please don't.
What am I pulling up?
He says he's got video of Will Chamberlain pulling hook shots from the 3.
Yeah. Yep. 4 in a row, actually. Hold on. Where's the link? Give me one sec.
We're gonna move on to the next topic while you're doing that.
On to the next topic, though. But yeah.
Right. The next topic we're gonna talk about is the current landscape of the NBA playoffs right now, and this is a super intriguing topic because we just saw what happened to Brooklyn. Brooklyn just got swept. Who thought Brooklyn was gonna get swept by the Celtics? Like, I could have seen them
I think
losing.
anybody saw that coming.
Yeah, I don't think anyone saw that. Like, I saw them losing, but I didn't think that they would have gotten swept. Thought it would have went 6, maybe 7. I didn't see them getting swept. So, Saint, since you got your mic already on and we can hear all y'all talking, y'all go ahead and you go ahead and tell us how you feel the NBA playoffs is going at the moment.
Well, as you can see, I think it's going great. You know, we're true underdogs. Since we were talking about underdogs, we got rookies that's handling business and stepping up to the plate, which I love. And I'm currently in here watching the Dallas and Utah play. I don't know who y'all got real quick on that game. Who you think is going to win to come out of that series? It's tied 2-2. I think Dallas could pull it off.
I hate both teams.
I think so too.
Huh?
I hate both teams, but
I mean,
definitely. I think Dallas is going to pull it off.
You think Dallas? Yeah, me too. I mean, that's how I feel. I mean, as long as everybody stays healthy, which is the key. But I don't know, when is Devin Booker supposed to be coming back? Because if he comes back, then I'm gonna be probably a little uncomfortable. But I'm glad the series is tied 2-2 because the expectations for the Pelicans were really low, and
yeah.
I mean, I'm excited that they got some momentum. Who knows? Even you still got Zion Williamson doing these between the legs dunk during warm-ups, which really isn't doing anything. I'm like, if he can do that, I know he can't run more than 10 minutes without probably passing out. But he still needs to lose about 50 more pounds and
definitely.
And then maintain that, and then we'll talk.
He got to give y'all something, man. He got to give y'all at least 15 minutes a game.
I don't think he wants to be there though.
No. I don't think we need to bring him into the dynamic right now anyway because it's not gonna gel. That's how I just. Okay, I say if we're blowing a team out or whatever, which I got it, or somebody gets hurt, hey, bring him in. But I think if he comes in right now, it'll mess up the dynamic of the team. That's just me. Just because he hasn't played all season.
So.
Do you actually think he don't want to be there? I kind of see it otherwise. I see what the team. Okay. I see what the team playing, how they playing now, and everything meshing together, and them being able to beat the Suns. Like, who would have thought the Suns would have lost 2 games to the Pelicans? I don't think anybody would have actually thought they would have lost 2 games to the Pelicans. And I see.
Well, I mean, and I know everybody has injuries, but when Devin Booker got hurt in the third quarter of it was game 2, he already had 31 points.
Right.
Yeah, but who's guarding him? CJ McCollum. He ain't got no fucking defense.
Okay, but still.
Herb was guarding him?
No, I said who was he guarding? I think it would make sense to put Herb on Booker. Since he is their main scorer, and Herb is probably their best perimeter defender.
He was 6'7", right?
Yeah, I believe so. He's a small forward.
Oh.
Can we talk about what the fuck happened to the Nets? Like,
man,
beeped so bad by the Celtics. Like,
how can that locker room look at Ben Simmons the same way after this?
Isn't he still hurt though?
Come on now, he ain't played since last June. How is he still hurt?
I have no idea. Maybe that's a personal
Maybe
problem.
His feelings are still hurt.
What was the injury? What was the injury?
Well, he's got a back injury right now. A back injury. I don't know how you can injure your back not doing shit for almost a year.
I mean, I could see that. Like you have say you got slip disc or something like that, and you don't you don't work out like you used to, and then you try to go back full steam, and you just fuck your shit up worse.
Okay,
Like,
but how would you feel as a teammate seeing him actually try to play and then having to come out because he couldn't do it, compared to how you would look at him saying, "Oh, I'll probably play. I'll probably be back for 4," and then you, a day before the game, say, "Oh, I'm not going to be out there." Because if you're out for game 3 and game 4 is 2 days away, why the fuck wouldn't you just play the third game? So at some point you would have thought he knew he wasn't going to play anyway. But
yeah,
I wouldn't look at him the same after this. And if I was the Nets, I'd be trying to trade his ass as quick as I got him. I wouldn't be keeping him. No, sir. He's been a locker room killer since LSU. He's quit on every team he's played for. He quit on LSU. He quit on the 76ers. He already quit on the Nets because if he was a real nigga, he would have played the game.
Unless, hold on. If you know that you're going to be a detriment to your team, then why get on the court?
Because it shows that you actually want to play. Like everyone this past year has been saying he don't want to play. So why wouldn't you want to prove everybody wrong, but at least trying? Like putting on your uniform and hopping out for 2 minutes to show you actually tried if you can't actually do the whole thing.
Because it's the playoffs, and 2 minutes can make a huge freaking difference. If you're going to be a detriment for 2 minutes, that's 2 whole minutes that you're not.
So you telling me some fresh legs in the beginning of the game just to see if you can do it is going to be a detriment?
If he knew he couldn't do it before the game started. Now, I don't know. I don't know what his thought process was. But, like, if you know that you can't do it, isn't it kind of worse to be selfish and be like, well, here, I'm just showing that I'm tough. I'm playing through the pain, but I'm not playing my best game. So, like, wouldn't that be kind of counterproductive?
Now, what they need to do, what they shouldn't have do is if they put him in the game, don't put him in the game when it's close at the end, and you got to count him to make free throws.
That's why I say he's a starter. He's a starter, so he's going to start the game. What bad is going to do for you to start the game with your best defender on the court for him to just say after a minute or two, "Hey, I can't do it because of my back"? That ain't going to do no harm. Like it's how many games you done play? I know you play sports when you played sports when you're younger. You ever play injured?
I played D3 rugby in college.
You ever play injured?
Yeah.
You tried, right? You tried, right? You tried. At least you tried. Saint, I know you played.
Man, I'm still out here trying to play and hurt myself even more.
Saint, Joel Embiid's playing with torn ligaments in his right thumb, which is his shooting thumb. He's about to get that shit clobbered every game for the rest of the playoffs now. And he's still playing. And that's his hand to shoot. It's his main hand.
And they're playing a physical team.
They playing a physical team. Now they're about to play a physical team in the Heat. So
hell yeah.
Anybody telling me that Ben Simmons couldn't have tried, they meet Rodman.
But a back injuries are pretty serious. If he has a back injury and if it's a lingering back injury, that could be serious. Like,
how many times you done play with a strained back? Your back hurts.
Hold on. So, like, I can.
To be honest, when I did that, I had stopped and just took a break, and it healed. I just took a break from it.
Yeah, but
I wasn't getting hurt.
Did you need over a year?
Actually, it took a year, and I was good. I promise you. It was
a full year.
Yeah.
But did you need a full year?
I've ever felt in my life was back spasms.
Did you need a full year?
I mean, I just rested. I mean, I was busy with other stuff, but I mean, I know this is career, but still, I mean, you just want to be able to. I don't know if he's serious or if he's just making excuses. Who knows? We don't know where his mindset's at. And I thought if they trade people, don't you have to have an evaluation?
Yes, he has to pass a physical.
Right.
He passed the physical.
So then,
that's a good point.
The
nigga's lying. He just ain't want to play this year.
Right.
And then he going around fighting for filing grievances for the $20 million that he I guess he was supposed to get paid, but he ain't play shit. What team gonna pay you if you're not playing? I'm not paying you shit.
I mean, if it's in your contract, it's in your contract, though. Like, you know what I mean? Like that guaranteed money. That's the whole point of guaranteed money. Yes,
but you're not. They have clauses in the contract that states if you're not injured and you can play, you can't get paid. You can't sit out because you want to get traded and then say you want to get paid while you wasn't playing.
Right.
I don't know. I would like. I couldn't play with a bad back. That's like, one of my boys. He tried to race somebody with a bad radiator and blew his radiator.
Well, that's his fault.
Well,
You,
and
you remember? You remember that?
Yeah, you
like,
said
it
this shit
depends
from
on
the
the back.
Oh, Saint. He just. Oh, Vegas. The whole radiator dropped out.
I didn't say no. I didn't say no names.
Oh shit.
So can we agree that that Philly won the trade then?
Philly definitely won the trade.
Okay, and I said this a while ago
Oh yeah.
when
Yeah.
it first happened. So
Yeah, they definitely won the trade. I always said they won the trade because I never liked Ben Simmons' game. He real good defensively, but
got a high IQ.
and he got high IQ to pass the ball. But has he ever averaged 10 assists a game?
I don't believe he has.
Can't be
But,
that high.
I mean,
if all he
averaging
does-
10 doesn't mean. I mean,
he
on paper it shows that,
he
but
doesn't shoot.
right?
So if you're not averaging at least 10 assists a game and you don't do shit but go to the paint once in a while,
Yeah,
His highest assist rate was 8.2, and then second highest was 8.
that's very good.
for a nigga that don't do nothing offensively but pass the ball.
He's actually he's a good slasher. He can catch lobs. He's athletic. So I mean, he has value, especially around the paint too. So you can't say he doesn't. I mean, even DeAndre Jordan
also
has
was
value.
59% field goal rate. So like,
For someone that
Right.
doesn't shoot the ball or is not an offensively minded point guard,
Mhm.
I would think that someone with his caliber and his IQ would average more of a career high in assists of 8.2.
You saying that like it's like 5 or something? I mean,
Okay.
8 is
When it
pretty
comes
much
when it
elite,
comes to
I mean.
when it comes to another point guard that is somewhat like him, not offensively minded, let's think Ricky Rubio.
I was just gonna say that.
Ricky Rubio, his highest assist per game was
Why he sound like Mari when he
9.1.
said that? Mari
Wow.
Povich when he said, when it comes to Ben Simmons, you are not the answer.
But 9.1 assists per game is his career high. So if Ben Simmons, someone that shoots even less than Ricky Rubio does, because I believe Ricky Rubio shoots more than Ben Simmons.
And now he does.
If you can't average more than Ricky Rubio, we got something to talk about.
True.
We got
Especially being
something to talk
6'10",
about.
athletic
6'10".
and long.
It's like, is 8 assists enough?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
But
I
you're
don't
comparing
think-
him to a true point guard, a true pass first point guard.
What is he?
he averaged 16 points, 59% shooting, and 8 passes and 8 assists per game average for the 2019 season. So I mean, that's not bad, right?
Right.
Like,
He's
I think
6'10".
that's okay.
So now LeBron is 6'7",
No, he's like
A
6'8",
lot-
6'9".
a late 6'8", 6'9", a lot more offensive minded. He shoots the ball a lot more and still
Yeah.
gets more assists per game than Ben Simmons. This is where the disconnect
Right.
of what y'all are saying to me ain't clicking with me, because you got
Okay.
LeBron, who's 6'8", 6'9", shoots a hell of a lot more and still averages more assists per game than someone that brings the ball up the whole time. He facilitates the whole time. He don't shoot. He plays in the paint off of passes from other people, because clearly he ain't cooking somebody and going to the paint. He's a slasher. If he ain't slashing, he's passing. So if he ain't averaging more assists than a majority of the point guards in the league, like, how is Ben Simmons out of every point guard in the
also-
league?
so 8.5 rebounds in
I
that
was
same.
just about to get to that. How is
Hell yeah.
Ben Simmons out of every point guard in the league not averaging a triple-double?
Bro, I don't even look at Ben as a point. He's like a hybrid
point forward, though.
who can facilitate. Yeah, exactly.
He's a point forward to me. He's a point forward, just like LeBron is a point forward. Exact same things. They both facilitate. They both bring the ball up the court. If he's 6'10", like I just feel like he don't care about basketball that much. Because give Russ 6'10", and he's averaging 20 and 20.
Easily. He can fuck around and do that now.
Russ is averaging 20 and 20 at 6'10". So I ain't on the Ben train. Saint done disconnected because the Wi-Fi at the restaurant cut him out. So we gonna keep going on without Saint. Other surprises in the playoffs. What's your biggest surprise in the playoffs? Besides the Nets.
Right. Right now, there isn't too many. I mean, other than the Pelicans. I mean, it's going the way that I thought it would go. I thought Denver will have one more win than they do because Jokic is that good. But I'm not surprised that the Warriors are beating them 3-1. So
you're not surprised.
But there
So
are
what about
really,
Boston?
No,
What about
not at all.
Boston? I know we're not talking about the Nets, but what about Boston going 4-0? Is that like nobody saw that coming either?
Yeah, we didn't see that coming.
Who's the best player on Boston right now?
Jason Tatum.
Tatum. And then Brown, then Smart, then maybe White.
Right, and that's
Horford,
the thing. Like Jason Tatum is obviously a great player, but like they don't. You know, we were talking about underdog teams. They don't have a lot of like super elite top tier people on that team. So like, and yet they just swept
they
Kevin
do.
Durant.
Brown is elite in my opinion. Tatum is Smart. I mean, obviously he's the DPOY. So I mean, this team is.
We appreciate you, D. Brown.
well-oiled-
Appreciate you.
They're like a well-oiled machine, you know. The way they run, the way they coach, they can get a bucket from anybody on the floor. They got elite defenders on the perimeter. They got guys who can rebound, guys with high IQ, you know. So I mean, man, I can't wait to see them play Milwaukee. I don't know who's gonna win that series, yo. If Middleton is out, man, I mean, Boston can maybe get them in 6-7. But the thing is, who's going to stop Giannis? They don't have an individual that's going to stop him, but I think as a unit, they're going to figure it out. They figured out how to slow down Kevin Durant and Kyrie. So now you got to worry about, you know, Giannis. How are they going to do that, you know?
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
They're going to do a good job, but I think Bobby Portis, he's going to step up for sure, though.
I'm surprised out of all the teams we talked about, and biggest surprise, nobody said the Timberwolves.
Not a surprise at all.
What?
Bro, look at their big three. Russell, Towns, Edward. Any one of those guys could get you 30 any night.
But the Grizzlies almost won 60 games.
Yeah.
They got Ja, Desmond Bane, Dylan Brooks, Steven Adams.
Yeah. Jaren Jackson.
Can we talk about for a
Jaren
second
Jackson.
that block that Ja did, where he jumped like 10 feet in the fucking air to block that shot? Like, did y'all see that highlight?
I did see that highlight.
The trampoline.
Yeah.
Dude, no, he literally hit the ball at the it would have been goaltending if it had gone an inch more like towards the basket. Like,
Yeah.
and he literally jumped like that had to be. I mean, like at the top of the jump, it had to be 4 feet in the air.
It's like that's the biggest surprise to me that the T-Wolves have 2 games right now.
It's not to me. I mean, both teams are young, exciting, and they both they're well coached as well. So I mean, it's not a surprise, you know.
Shit surprising to me. I'm still shocked. Because it's like you have Desmond Bane starting the game off 7 for 7 from the field. 20-something points. and you down 10.
Yeah.
Ja having 4 points up to halftime. Like,
and let's talk about their foul trouble, man. Everybody had 4 fouls.
4 fouls.
Like they whole starting 5, bro.
4 fouls before the fourth quarter started. They had 4 fouls in the third, wasn't it? When we was watching that game?
Yeah, it was like the end of the third going into the fourth, I believe.
Buddy, 4 fouls. 4. Like,
wow.
I don't know. I don't know if we could even call age the issue because age is the issue on the other side, though. Issue. But it's the same thing on the other side.
Right, because they all young. That's what I was saying. Like, so I'm not surprised, I'm not surprised that, Minnesota's playing this well and they got 2 games. Honestly, they should have 3. Am I lying? It should be 3-1 right now.
They should be.
Because they blew that lead.
The first game,
Pillar of fire.
Hell is Pillar of Fire.
Yeah, it said Pillar of Fire just joined.
That's probably Saint.
Change things.
All right, I'm back. I'll tell you something.
This is why you don't do the podcast at the restaurant.
Thank you, sir. Thank
you. Oh my
kindly.
goodness. Hey, we need to talk about the Warriors, man. Is it safe to say that they can get out the West right now?
Is it safe to say?
It can.
I think they can get out the West right now, especially with Devin Book being out. Like, even if they do get past New Orleans, like, now you got to play a healthy Warriors team, yo. That's going to be a headache.
I think the Warriors are going to win the West.
Yeah, because that Devin Booker, man, that injury is a big deal, bro.
They definitely win in the West.
Yeah, they have to now. They have to.
As crazy as it sounds. I got them.
It don't sound crazy.
No, because you got so many. Like you still got the Suns out there, and you still got Memphis out there. I think Memphis is about to take off. I think they about to put these bad games behind them, and they about to win these two games in a row against. They're about to win 2 in a row versus Minnesota, but it's just hard for me to say it because you still got the Suns and them out there, but with Steph coming off the bench and they cooking like that.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Man had 30.
Yeah, but he's coming in super cold too.
Right.
I believe that he probably only coming off the bench one more game and then he's gonna be back starting again. I think they might actually have him coming off the bench this whole series. And then he's gonna get back in the starting lineup. Yeah, he's still eating Vegas. He's still eating.
Man, it's a luxury to have Steph as your 6th man right now, ain't it?
That's facts. Like, just imagine when that time does come of him having to be the 6th man. It's gonna be crazy. And I guess we can all sit and agree that we accept the biggest surprise of the playoffs being the Nets getting swept.
Yes.
I agree.
100%.
Okay.
Okay. That being said, go ahead.
No, you go, brother. You go.
Now let's bring up this Kevin Durant and LeBron debate, man. I mean, if it was a prime LeBron out there, he could have carried any team past that Celtics team, as good as they are. That just shows you the difference between LeBron and Durant. Am I lying? As much as I love Durant, man, like, he doesn't get as much scrutiny as LeBron, but he wants to be held as high as LeBron, and that's not fair.
That's facts.
Do you think one-on-one? Do you think Durant or LeBron, if they were playing this one like ISO on each other?
No. I mean, like, as far as their careers go.
No. I'm asking the question.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. No. Just like like in terms of pure like ISO basketball skills, like who do you think would win, Kevin Durant or LeBron James?
That jump shot from Kevin Durant, man. That I think it gives him the edge But I mean, if
KD's a lot
LeBron
longer.
gets the ball, KD might not get it back though. If LeBron decides to play bully ball, and if that shot is on point, you know, so it can go either way. But I got to give the edge to Kevin Durant because that shooting ability,
with
and
length.
he's 7 feet tall.
Yeah, shooting with the length and everything. KD, he's gonna shoot.
Right.
1v1 don't mean shit though. Chris,
Exactly.
not responding don't mean shit, nigga. Anywho, but I would have to go with LeBron. In a 1v1 versus KD, I'm taking LeBron. LeBron's too fucking big. Like LeBron is, he is big.
And that's what I'm saying.
And
if LeBron decides to play bully ball, KD might not get that ball back.
Yeah,
if they plan to make it, take it.
Yeah, I just don't see anybody that's gonna be able to. Well, I don't see anyone his size.
Right.
I don't see someone KD's size being able to completely hold LeBron like that. Like LeBron is 265, 270. Like KD 215 soaking wet.
Right.
Like I don't see that.
He's got pretty mean post moves for a skinny dude, and you know that.
Oh, he's got a nice fade. Yeah, he's definitely got a nice fade because he's long as hell.
Hey, not to get off topic again, but I think we're letting Kyrie Irving off the hook, bro. Like he had 10 points in the game, didn't he? He got to step up, bro.
We're not doing that.
Why?
We're not about to have none of that. You can, Saint. You can. We're not gonna have no Kyrie slander. None.
Ain't no slander, bro. What you talking about?
Because when you watch some games and you see the shit that KD was doing, that nigga was slacking, throwing terrible passes. He got
both of them accountable.
He got mad at Kyrie for him throwing a turnover and shit. Like KD was tripping. He was tripping. And
I'm
now
holding both of them accountable.
Yeah, you can. I feel like you can definitely hold them both accountable. I feel like also Kyrie is now understanding how nice he had it in Cleveland, and as much as he wanted to do it on his own, that's facts. That's the only time I'm gonna repeat something that you said, Chris. You can't say Kyrie was bad just off one game when KD ain't show up in games 1 through 3. That's facts,
bro. I'm basing it off of a whole series.
No,
one game.
You ain't basing it off the whole series, man.
Yes, I am. Come on now. What you talking about, man? Yeah. Maybe you just love Kyrie that much.
No.
Nah,
I like Kyrie. I like KD, but
we know what they can do. So I mean, was the Celtics defense that good, or was it chemistry? I don't know.
That defense is amazing. This series loss is definitely on KD. Kyrie and Bruce Brown was the only reason why there was even any of those games. That's facts.
Yeah, I mean, towards the end of the season, Kevin Durant was balling out. Like he was one of the reasons why, this might be a shameless plug. Why I won in my fantasy. But Laker, that was a great a great fantasy league. And even my lady was like, "Are you looking at your virtual game again?" I'm like, "Absolutely, yes." I gotta beat some folks in it. First place, came back.
He did get first place, but I can put a little of the fault on Kyrie, but I can't put most of it on it because a majority of that was KD.
Now, was it because Kyrie didn't get the vaccination, or he wasn't announcing his?
I understand. Like from the past 2 years, I think KD and Kyrie, they've only played a good 40 games total together. Like it ain't really even been that much. So
how many games have Embiid and Harden played together?
Yeah, and how many games did Embiid? Well, how many games did James Harden look terrible? That shit happens.
I wouldn't say terrible, but not
what?
Right. He's still producing numbers, especially assists.
I think
He's getting over 10 assists damn near every game.
Yeah, but I think James Harden had a stretch of like 10, 12 games where he averaged less than 15 a game. Like that's just adjustments. Kyrie, he was just getting back. He had to adjust to him getting the ball. KD getting the ball. Him distributing the ball now to Seth Curry.
But was it really 40 games? I don't even think Kyrie played because he couldn't play the home games.
No, I'm talking about the past 2 seasons combined with him and KD. I think it's only been a good 30, 40 games that they played together.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and that Harden effect when it came to that Harden transition, that's a lot easier than the Kyrie stepping in, because Harden got the best center in the game. A pick and roll is a lot easier than having to dribble your way to a shot. Because can we also put a lot of the blame on Steve Nash not knowing how to coach basketball?
Yeah, I think that's
like. Can we please? Steve Nash is he's not a coach. If I was the Nets organization, I would have fired him yesterday. He is bad.
In his defense,
what specific
some of his players were either I'll go ahead.
I don't know. I'm just curious. What specifically do you think Steve Nash did wrong coaching wise? What differently?
He runs no sets. They really don't run plays. It's really a majority of the shit is iso ball. Like, he doesn't coach up his defense. The offense just is nothing. Like, the offense is, we're going to dribble till we get a shot. We're going to pass if we double team. Like, when you go into a game, you know the only 2 people you have to worry about are KD and Kyrie. Once you get past those 2 and the people you gotta defend, it's like, what can Steve Nash put out on the court for his players to run? Like, he runs no offense. Because when he played, Mike D'Antoni, who was his assistant coach, ran no offense. It was run your ass up the court, get a bucket within 8 seconds. Like that.
Right.
That's all the offense was in Phoenix. Run and gun. The offense now, because Steve Nash don't know how to coach, is KD and Kyrie, y'all save us. And after we win a game, I'm going to hug KD real tight. Like that's pretty much that's the offense in that. It's not an offense. They are.
So what do the Nets need besides from what Lakers saying, a new coach?
They need a new coach. They need to get rid of Andre Drummond. I've never seen a dumbass center tip the ball out instead of grabbing a rebound so many times. Like, I saw KD get mad a couple times. Is this nigga tipping the ball out? He was, at one point, the best rebounding center in the game. And instead of grabbing the ball, he's trying to tip it out to nobody. It's like...
Well, luckily he doesn't always do that. And I saw a video of him. His kid jumped in the pool and he jumped in there and grabbed him.
Good.
I don't know if you ever saw
I
that.
remember that when his baby was about to drown. I remember that. You know?
How does that represent his rebounding ability?
But I'm saying, I'm just saying, luckily he didn't have that rebounding. Like, that wasn't like, that's all I'm
saying. Out the pool? Just tip it like.
That's what I'm saying, you know?
But I just think they need
volleyball.
We was just talking about that, man. If Simmons played, I still don't think they win that series. I don't think they win that series. That's a tough one, but I still don't think they win it. Because Simmons, yes, he's an X factor on defense. Like, I'm guessing you would put him on Jason Tatum. You would put KD on Jaylen Brown. And you would keep everything else the same. But I don't know how many buckets Ben Simmons stops Jaylen Brown from scoring. I mean, Jason Tatum from scoring, really? Because I feel like defensively, you got somebody that's 7 foot guarding Jason Tatum and Kevin Durant. You put someone that's 6'10" on them. You know, effectiveness wise, you're probably gonna get the exact same thing with defense. Because
the height don't play that much of a part.
Well,
I mean, it's all about
it does when you're contesting, though.
Yeah, but I think Ben Simmons may have a better chance of staying in front of him better than somebody like Kevin Durant would, you know. Ben is stronger, a little stockier, muscular, you know.
Yeah. I can definitely see that. I can see what you're talking about, Bruce Brown on Jaylen Brown. It's KD to rim protect?
Hell no.
Like, I've seen KD block a couple shots, but you get Jason Tatum coming in for a dunk. You saying KD gonna block that shit? I don't think so, buddy.
Yeah, but isn't that what Drummond's for anyway?
Thank you. That's what you got Drummond for. But I'm guessing he thinks that if Ben Simmons plays, they're gonna put Andre Drummond on the bench, which I don't think that's a smart idea, because Andre Drummond with the second team, I don't see that being a positive thing.
Right. I mean, they do have Claxton. That was his job, to rim protect and catch lobs, you know. But
yeah,
but he can't hit free throws.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the lineup would want KD to help side. I guess I feel what you're saying. So yeah, that was a good topic. Saint, do you have the video that we're gonna be looking at for the social?
Hold up. Which one was it again?
The mic one. We're gonna take this quick intermission. We will see y'all in a quick sec.
Cause we broke as fuck.
All right, and we back. So now for the person that asked if we talk about current events and social topics and things like that, we do one a week. The social topic we're talking about today is the incident that happened with Mike Tyson on the airplane.
I still can't share my screen, brother.
Oh, I am so sorry.
I know. I know. That's
No,
all I'm trying
we'll
to
do it after we come back in.
I
Right.
sure did, but I just got back in, motherfucker. All right, so social topic we're talking about today is going to be the topic of Mike Tyson beating the fuck out of somebody on an airplane.
Beating the fuck out of him.
Hey, did you see the punches?
Full extension.
You see the
Definitely couldn't get full extension. You know what I'm saying? So like that dude's lucky he couldn't get full extension.
Oh yeah, because that was So as soon as Saint get that up on the screen, we're gonna let that play. Chris messaged me. Download Zoom. We're gonna get this up on the screen. Old people have hard time doing stuff like this. So.
Wow. I don't know why it's not. You know what? Let me try something else. Sure. All right, well, can you see it?
We can, yeah. Just widen that up.
All right, let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, we ready.
All right, here we go.
We need sound.
You can't hear it?
Nah, just forget it. We good. I don't think we need sound.
Can you hear the sound?
No. Did you?
Hold on, let me see. I don't know.
Make sure to turn the volume up on your. It's probably also because you got your AirPods in.
I know, but well, we just gonna play it anyway.
Yeah, this is what happens, everybody, when you got an old man that's doing things we need done. So this dude must have been picking on Mike.
Yeah, he was. You can see him. You can see him taunting him.
Yeah.
Yeah, there he goes. Yeah. Yo, he's trying, dude. He's doing it for the fucking. Wow, that's a kid. Though.
He's doing it for the camera.
Yeah, he's doing it.
I don't know if it's a kid. He's got a drink in his hand, so he's at least 21. I'd have beat his ass too.
That's still a baby.
I'd have beat his ass too.
He was doing it for the gram. You know, he's trying to do one of them shock videos. Oh, poor baby. Oh, sad face.
Crying like a little.
Oh, you're
crying like a little bitch.
Oh, think about what you did. Think about what you did. What a bitch.
That's facts, Chris. My Twitch days would have been over. That's why I'm tired of having this old motherfucker do it. Because if he put the wrong video on the screen, I'm going to be banned on all platforms.
Wait, what happened?
But I
trust dicks on the screen. We're afraid you're going to put dicks on the screen. I
trust Saint enough not to put dicks on the screen. All right.
Who said that? Let me guess. Vegas.
That was Chris.
Oh.
I don't. Yeah. So, what y'all think about that?
I mean, I think it was all he wanted to get paid, and I mean, he knew the right person to pick with. You know, I mean
you actually think he's gonna get paid?
Yeah.
No,
because it's assault. Because the dude threw water on him. Like that's what caused Mike Tyson.
But they don't have no video of the water being thrown.
Right, but
So, saying pretty much what you saying is.
You're on mute, David.
So if you look at the video, it hard cuts from like him taunting him to just Mike Tyson punching him. So the dude must have put his phone down thinking something wasn't going to happen, and then he couldn't get his phone back up in time. You know what I mean? Like, because everyone on the plane says he threw water on him, and that's technically assault. So, because spitting on someone's assault, like, you know, so it's like you open yourself up for that. That's what you get.
But then you can't. For Mike Tyson, though, his hands, since he's professional boxer,
his hands are deadly weapons.
That's a myth. That is a myth. That is not an actual legal standpoint. That you it is. There's not his fists are considered a deadly weapon. It's like they factor that in if you like have an assault charge, yes, but it's not like a mandated thing that boxers are like considered walking around carrying deadly weapons, and if they get in a fight.
Yeah.
Putting that out.
Right. No, I hear you, but
yeah, see, what's funny, if it happened in Washington State where I live, we have mutual combat law. So all Mike Tyson had to yell was mutual combat, and then say the other dude said yes, and then you can just beat the fuck out of each other for as long as you want. And like that's yeah. So
and his hands aren't registered anymore. He's not a pro fighter anymore. So right
there you
it's
go.
Fair game.
And he's old as fuck. I mean, he can still beat the fuck out of me.
It don't matter. Yeah, out of everybody in the room, he's still to be the last person that I'm trying to.
Absolutely.
I don't care how old he is.
You know this man is crazy, so why are you bothering him? You know.
Right. And then he just recently had a fight a couple years ago with Roy Jones. He took it easy on Roy Jones.
Oh man,
he took it real easy.
That was
on
a
Roy
great
Jones.
fight. That was a great. I don't care what anybody says. That was a great fight.
If he wanted to, he could have knocked him out early in the first round.
And then you heard what everybody was saying, talking about poor Roy Jones. He was like, "What about poor me?" He was like.
You know,
he wears the crown, right?
You know, I will say that I agree with one comment that I done read. And it says, first of all, what is Tyson doing on a JetBlue flight?
Oh, man.
And why wasn't he flying in first class? That's facts.
Yo,
why is he flying economy?
Connecting flight, probably canceled flight.
Just because you got, even if you got millions of dollars, I see people all the time, and taking Southwest. They live in humbly. They don't want to spend all
his own little private jet or private plane.
Because you know how much that costs?
Expensive as fuck, man.
How much money Mike got? Like, I know Mike was struggling back
but he blew all his money. That's the thing.
No. But he's not boxing no more. You can't do the same stuff you was doing as you're getting that income continuing. When you retire, you got to change. And he's smart with his money.
No, well,
Mike has one of the largest mansions. Mike has one of the largest mansions in Vegas.
Right,
okay.
but
that's in Vegas.
And see, the thing is, he's living off interest, man. Like, he's not getting paydays anymore. So if you start eating into your nest egg by flying on private jets,
he's got businesses though. He's
and
making
especially
money.
with gas, especially with gas
in the marijuana
right now.
Yeah, he owns dispensaries. He's got money.
And I get it, but it still doesn't matter. But he's smart with it, so I don't blame him. That's what I'll be right there next to him.
Yeah, we're not talking about no low budget ass amateur boxer that ain't make it. We talking Mike Tyson. Mike has money.
You got to understand, it's like $20,000 just to fly a jet. So $20K just to fly one city, like that's not.
You got to pay the pilot. You got to do the maintenance.
You got to rent the plane. You got to pay the pilot. You got to buy the gas. You got to buy the flight attendant. You got to buy all that.
He can rent shit. He can buy his own private jet.
Dude, that is the worst waste of money you could do because that's taking all that money you could invest and buying a plane.
No.
You could be living off that interest.
How many celebrities, sports players, do you know have their own private jet to take their own private flights? A good 70% of any celebrity has their own private jet to get them from point A to point B, unless they're a sports player, when they get on team buses and team flights.
And you know what else they have? They got all that jewelry too, which they rent. And they rent those jets.
I don't give a fuck about that. I'm talking about private jets. All these celebrities they have access to getting to where they need to go. Mike has sponsorships. He has the marijuana business. If he wanted to, he could book a fight and he could make $50 million next week if he wanted to.
But he don't have Kevin Hart money. He don't got Kevin Hart money.
Come on.
No.
Kevin Hart.
Stop it. Y'all need to stop acting like Mike ain't got money, bro.
He's
in the dispensary business. You know how much money yearly is in the marijuana business?
I heard he had 50 alone. 50 million alone from that industry. I don't know if that's yearly or one-time deal, but
stop acting like Mike ain't got money, man. You telling me Drake got more money than Mike?
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably.
I don't see it. I don't see Drake having more money than Mike.
I think Drake is still tied to a label, so I don't know about that.
He's
so you may be right.
He's tied to YMCMB and he's got OVO.
Right.
So he does not have more money than Mike.
They said Mike Tyson's worth was once 300 million, but now it's only 3 million.
Yeah, he blew all his money. And
that's just like they said Chad Johnson's net worth was $5 million, and he had over $20 million in the bank. You can't trust shit on the internet.
But watch the interview with Joe Rogan with Mike Tyson.
Yeah, he will tell you he lost all his money. He said he lost all his money. But you gotta know the businesses that he is in.
But I'm saying, but for an athlete, 20 million is not a lot.
An athlete that
depends on which athlete.
Right,
depends on which athlete.
The 80s and 90s.
But I'm saying you said Chad Johnson, as much money as he made.
Did he really make a lot of money? But you also have to look at that. Those are just liquid cash amounts. You're not looking at investment accounts. You're not looking at sponsorships. Like these numbers that these people are putting out there on the internet are not what these people are worth.
Okay. Right. But the whole point of having an investment account is to have the money in the investment and not in a plane. Like that's how
But we're not talking about touching investment money. These people have millions of dollars in liquid cash. You can't believe the internet. Mike is loaded. He's well loaded. And if he wanted to, he could sell his businesses in the marijuana business and make hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah,
like
true.
Mike is well off. He has money. So to say just because he
blew all his
he wants to be humble, he blew his money back in the day.
You know, and he might be trying to keep that money in his family.
Generational wealth. But
there you go.
Shit. You know something that I would love for my father to have left me when he died? A fucking private jet. So I didn't have to pay for flights every time I went somewhere.
But why? But if you got a private jet and not private jet money, how you gonna get around?
Yeah, that's true.
I'm getting his money. How are y'all acting like if he bought a private jet for $1 million that he wouldn't have money?
Okay, first of all, a private jet is not $1 million. It's like $20 million for a private jet.
You don't have to get a big ass private jet, bro. You can get a nice, decent sized plane for $1 million.
Well, G4 is the standard of private planes, right? The G4 jet, right? That's what that's the most commonly sold private jet, and it is. Oh, let's see. Hold on. Whoa, where's the cost? Shit, it doesn't say. $17 million for a G4.
17 million?
Yeah. Where are you seeing that? Because I'm not seeing
Google. Google G4 cost. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So a new Gulfstream G450 currently costs between $38 million and $43 million for the Gulfstream G4. And
you believe everyone that buys a jet buys that specific jet?
I mean, it's the most commonly sold private jet. So,
but you think everyone buys that jet?
I'd say okay. Well, let's. I mean, it's the most commonly bought jet, but yeah.
John Travolta has his own airport.
Yeah.
You think John Travolta has more money than Mike Tyson?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah,
he's got a flight. What is it? He's got like a little mini airport on his property.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that dude, the G4 isn't even like the nicest one. Like that's the average one.
And
people act like you got to buy a jet. You can buy a helicopter. Kobe had one.
And the annual budget for flying a jet 200 hours per year is $2 million.
He makes
to fly it.
He makes that a couple weeks with in the marijuana business.
Dude, I think you vastly underestimate how much marijuana makes individually as a private person. First of all, you make that money, but you need to reinvest that money into buying more products. You need to it's not. Do
you know how much these dispensaries tax on marijuana?
Yes, I do, because I fucking grew marijuana for a long time.
Hey, I got one question. Are we on track? Because right now it's 8:30. We seem like we might be getting a little off track, but I just want to throw that out there. That's all.
Fuck you, Saint. No,
we're doing decent with time. I'm just saying, he shouldn't be. Mike's got to get his own flight.
Okay. Either way,
I mean,
should he have responded the way he did to this dude? Obviously trying to get his goat for the Instagram.
He definitely did what he had to do. Because anybody throw some water on me, say some slick shit to me, I'm gonna slap him in his face. So
I mean, I guess I don't know. I disagree. I think that there's plenty of times where like especially like working in the nightlife industry, there's plenty of times when people have done exactly the same thing that they did to him, and you just can't, because it's the consequences are going to be huge. Like he said, he might have to pay that dude if they can't prove that he had water thrown on him first. Like, was it really worth it?
This is when privilege is coming out, because I'm gonna tell you this: if you a black man in America and some white dude is talking shit to you and then throw water on you, there ain't no I'm worried about what'll happen to me. I'm gonna slap the shit out of you, and I don't give a fuck what anybody think. Like you can say all the consequences, this and that, but ain't no motherfucker gonna throw no water on me, talk crazy to me, and not get slapped right in the fucking face.
True.
Like there's got to be a fine line of disrespect and accepting what's about to happen. If you can disrespect me, you can expect my hand to slap the shit out of you. That's just how it's gonna be. And I slap the shit out of any random ass person that come acting crazy to me, especially on the plane.
Yeah, especially in these times, like we don't know what could have been in that water.
Facts.
And plus this COVID-19 thing, what if the guy had COVID and splashing COVID water on Mike Tyson?
Yeah, and there was
then,
like here in Wisconsin, man, not too long ago, there was these Caucasian dudes that threw acid on this black girl out here, bro. Like, you don't know what's in them cups.
Hey, have we been reading the comments on YouTube? We got a lot of comments on YouTube. We got somebody said, what they say, John Travolta has his own airport. His living room is a control tower. And then somebody say he didn't own the helicopter reinvestments. Somebody else was talking about, somebody said that's why you don't own the jet.
You would get sued. You said you would get sued if he was on the jet, though. But Mike Tyson wouldn't have nobody on his jet.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Thanks. Shout out to everybody on YouTube, man.
Appreciate y'all sliding in.
Absolutely.
Glam Me Over Beauty Studio. Appreciate you sliding in. I definitely agree. You throw water on me, that's assault. And that's assault for me to slap the shit out of you. Simple as that. And that's how I'll leave it. Saint, you got anything else?
Man, no, I mean, that's it. We was talking about owning stuff. Like I said, I mean, did Kobe own that? Anybody say did Kobe own the helicopter?
Kobe did own that helicopter. That was his helicopter.
And why didn't he have the upgrades?
I'm not about to do this for Saint.
I'm just saying, no, seriously, bro. They had the least amount of stuff on there. They could have
because you got to think Kobe only used that from going from Calabasas to LA for his basketball games, so he could take care of things at home with his kids. So he wasn't using it going far away. He was just going from point A to point B and point B to point A. So
I thought it was another company too. Me too, but we're gonna leave it like that. All right.
I mean, it's about flight hours more than it is about like distance of one trip. Like it's about like you could take 10 trips from Calabasas to fucking downtown LA and have that be like, what I mean? It depends on how many trips you take. It's all about how many flight hours you put in the air than it is distance over anything. Because distance is the same no matter no matter how far you go. It's going to cost the same for per mile.
So that pilot that was flying for Kobe, he flew for Kobe a bunch of times.
He flew for a lot of people. Kawhi Leonard, he was flying for everybody.
Yeah, he was flying for Kobe a lot. Yeah, Saint super fishing with that Kobe comment. He just trying to say some shit. We're gonna let him slide with that one, trying to disrespect Kobe. That's Chris. We know you trying to disrespect Kobe right now.
Well, let's get to the next topic.
You pocket watching.
Let's get to the next topic. All right, what's the last topic?
All right, so the next topic we're gonna talk about. We got 2 topics left. The next topic is going to be worst player ever known or unknown. So we're gonna go any sport for this one. Worst player ever known to the sport of basketball, football, baseball, whatever you want to talk about. I'll go first because I know which one, or I know which player I'm gonna talk about.
Go ahead.
The worst player, known or unknown for me, is Jamarcus Russell.
Okay.
The one that said he studied all the tapes.
The one that
They was like they was blank.
the one that overthrew his wide receiver by 25 yards.
I just said no. What's worse than that was when they gave him blank tapes, and he said he finished watching them.
Oh, I remember that.
And they caught him lying. He
Lying.
didn't watch no tape because they was blank.
Jamarcus Russell, man, he is terrible. And he was terrible. The worst number 1 pick ever. And I know that when I say worst number 1 pick ever, everybody's going to be like, what about Anthony Bennett? No.
Or what about Johnny Football?
Johnny Football wasn't a number 1 overall pick.
Oh, he wasn't. Oh, okay.
Jamarcus Russell.
Look, this one's real. It's real easy for me. The worst player, and they're definitely unknown. He's a 2K player, and his name is Vegas.
Hey, keep your ass on topic, man.
I had to. All right, I'm sorry.
No, he wasn't the one that shot himself in the leg. That was
Man,
that was Plexico
That's hard.
Burrs.
That was Plaxico Burrs.
Nigga going to choke on those noodles. But yeah, Jamarcus Russell for me. That's gonna be my worst player ever known. We're gonna hand it off to Saint. Since Saint, well, unless you was hell no. Saint, your turn.
my turn.
Yeah, I was about to accept that Vegas comment, then I realized no. So go ahead.
I didn't even see it, but
No, you said Vegas. I'm not going to accept that as an answer.
Oh, man, why not? I don't know. It's in basketball. The only person that I could think of that is constantly taking L's, and I feel bad for him now because he recently got into a biking accident.
Ah, man, I know who you're talking about.
I know. I'm gonna think about somebody else. I don't even want to say his name.
Hell no! What the fuck?
Sean Bradley,
Thank you.
because he was getting dunked on by everybody.
He got dunked on by Shaq multiple times, didn't he?
Everybody, like just. I think the only reason why he made it to the pros is just because of his height.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad. Pretty bad. I mean, I think George Marathon was even better than him.
Who?
That's George Marathon.
What's the what's the name of the center that played for the Clippers that turned into an ESPN commentator? Ryan Hollins.
Oh yeah.
You think Sean Bradley was worse than him?
He was bad. He was bad. Like he was bad. I'm like, because it's not even the fact of his frame, because Manute Bol was the same frame as him, and he was a beast.
Mm-hmm.
He put in work. And he can shoot. Now, maybe that's who David got mixed up with, Manute Bol, because Manute Bol was a shooter.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck.
Play the video of him hitting hook shots at the 3-point line. Play that.
I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what he was talking about.
Because Manute Bol, now Manute Bol was a shooter, right?
Yes.
David.
Play the video.
All right, who's next? Because I said what I had to say.
I'll go next. I would say Adam Morrison, because of all the hype around him.
With the little mustache.
Hell yeah, he had the
Yeah,
stash. Out of Gonzaga.
He had
he
that
had
Vegas
high
mustache.
expectations. He was selected third, and then he was like a complete bust. He was at the NBA in like 3-4 seasons. So.
Yeah, he didn't last.
Well, no. But see, that's the thing I was talking about. I'm talking about the cast that was in the league for a very long time. Because there were plenty of people that were bust. Like, was it Kwame Brown? He was the bust.
Kwame Brown.
Or who is
The
that?
crazy thing is Kwame was not that bad.
Greg Odom.
Greg Oden.
No.
Who was the white guy from New York City that ended up smoking crack and like ruined his like career? That
you talking about that played for the Cleveland?
Yeah.
The Cavaliers?
Delonte West?
Delonte West.
You got to think also,
Yeah,
like he said,
though.
Darko Milicic. Like I said, Anthony Bennett is up there in the NBA. You got to think
Scalabrine. Oh,
Yeah, but
Scalabrine.
But you got to think of Markel
He knew
Fultz.
he knew his role. Oh yeah, Markel
Fultz. You got to think of him. There's a lot
Markel
of
Fultz
names.
is playing right now.
Yeah, is he actually playing now, or is like
He's in decent minutes, and
Is
he's
he?
producing. Yeah,
Okay, because he had that shoulder injury where he
Well,
couldn't even hit the.
you could say that. You could say that Anthony Bennett's producing. He's overseas now.
yeah, he's producing overseas.
David, your turn.
best play, the worst athlete I can think of all time of any sport is Kenneth Allen from MMA. He's 1-42.
God damn.
Yeah. 1-42. Like he just and he would so he would jump into fights like short notice, like he would fill in when other fighters couldn't do it. But like 1-42, like, and he fought 30 fights between 2005 and 2008 and didn't win a single fucking one, not one. Like that's I think that's the worst record of any sports entity of all time. It's got to be, right.
Shit.
So we got a fact checker from YouTube real quick. Someone just Googled. He did not own the helicopter.
Who are you talking about?
Kobe.
He did own it. I believe his logo was on the helicopter. He got it from Nike.
Look, we got fact checkers on YouTube.
From my understanding, he owned it. It had his logo and everything on it.
Hey, I'm just a messenger. I'm sorry for cutting through, cutting you off. Oh, you want something to go?
Justin, your turn.
Yeah, I said Adam Morrison.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
he already
okay.
said. Yeah, he said Adam Morgan. Somebody shot himself in the leg or the foot. No, that was Plaxico Bear.
Yeah, that was Plaxico Burress.
I'm reading the comments in the YouTube. How you shoot yourself in the foot and then go to jail for shooting yourself?
He shot himself in the thigh because he was in a club. He snuck it into the club, shot himself in the club.
Yeah, it was New York.
Dude, he had it in his pocket, in his sweatpants, in a nightclub, and it went off, and it shot himself in the thigh.
And it was unregistered.
And that's chock full of stupid.
Okay. Well, we got some information. I just read a little bit of information on that. He owned it, but it was privately kept by a company owned by Island Express Holding Corporation, a private helicopter transport company. Huh. So he did, but he didn't. Looks like he didn't. Oh, well. Why the fuck was his logo and shit on it? Anyway.
To flex.
All right, so the last topic we're going to talk about, unless y'all want to take a quick intermission for the last time, maybe not. Let's try and get it done between this. Right now, we got about 8 minutes left before we have to take an intermission. I don't know if we're going to get it done, but the last topic is going to be the best player to ever play that had their career cut short by an injury. And once again, we're going to go any sport. It seems like we're getting a lot of basketball, so maybe we can stick it to basketball. And I'll go first again.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Brandon Roy.
Okay.
That man was clutch. Like, I used to enjoy watching, man. I was like, and then even even if the story that makes you better, it always happens to like he was just a really humble person, good person. Like, I don't know if you remember years back, he had like jumped in front of some kids when they had some shots rang off, and he stopped a bullet from hitting these kids. Like, he jumped in front of a shooting weapon. So I mean, that just on top of exactly. So I'm like, that's my pick, and everybody knows if you like basketball, you've seen him play, you remember how he played, and it was just cut way too short, like too quick. He would have definitely been first ballot Hall of Fame the whole night. He would have probably won some championships.
Yeah.
So that's me.
All right. I'm gonna go next. I'm gonna say Greg Oden.
I like it.
Coming out of Ohio State, Greg Oden was probably one of the most dominant centers since Shaq. And if Greg Oden would have actually been able to play in the league at the level he played in before his knees were hurt in Ohio State, Greg Oden was going to be a force.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm going to go Greg Oden. The name I was going to say after Greg Oden, or I was thinking about picking over Greg Oden, was Grant Hill, but I'm going to go Greg Oden because I feel Grant
Hill actually got to play.
Exactly, he got to play.
He got to play.
That's why I want to go with Greg Oden, because Greg Oden, he got to play, but he really didn't get to play because he never played at the level he actually could play at. So I'm going to go Greg Oden.
So
okay,
this might be controversial because it wasn't cut short per se, but like
you talking about Celtics.
D-Rose never played the same. Like, D-Rose having to totally relearn how to play basketball because of his knees injuries. Like, how dominant he was in college, or in the way he played versus like when he tore his ACL. Like, he had to completely relearn how to play basketball in a different way because he couldn't drive anymore like he could before. So
he had to change his game.
Yeah, he had to completely change his game. Like, and like he like, if you watch his college highlights and then you watch like, and then he got hurt when he got hurt. After that, he wasn't the same player, and he would have been. I don't know. I think he would have been far more dominant.
I can definitely dig that. Because Derrick Rose, he was one of my favorite players, when he came into the league, just his explosiveness and how he played the game.
Mm-hmm.
Just some of his
and the fact that
dunks.
he was able to relearn how to play basketball around his injury speaks to how good he would have been had he not been injured. If he was that good,
Yeah, and as you said, he just became more of a mid-range shooter. And he illustrated the three the past couple years, but he definitely had to completely change his game and turn into a mid-range and floater type of guy, because it's a known fact that his vertical grew a few inches after all of his injuries, but I feel like he's gotten to the point where he's so scared to get injured again that he's just completely taken out that explosive part of his career, and he's all with the finesse game now.
And it happened to his dominant leg too. So his driving, his main driving leg,
right.
the ones able to push off that through people to dunk on people. Like,
yep.
he's
right.
It's 4 minutes. 4 minutes.
We got a little bit more. All right, JD, your turn.
Okay. As for me, since somebody already said B. Roy and Greg Oden, I'm going to go ahead and say Boogie, because his career hasn't been the same since those injuries. And then my honorable mention, Ralph Sampson from the Houston Rockets. If he would have stayed healthy his whole career, him and Hakeem would probably have at least 3 or 4 championships. Hakeem won 2 without him. So with him, they could have won at least 2 more. And then this last one, He actually passed away. He didn't get injured.
Lynn Bias.
Lynn Bias. Yeah,
I was
you
gonna say that.
already know it.
I was gonna say that.
He was getting compared to Mike. By
Michael.
people,
Yes,
so.
he was getting compared to Mike. Yep.
He had a drug overdose, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And if he were alive, who knows, man? He could be top 5, top 10.
But that's the only reason why I didn't pick him because
yeah, exactly.
Right, but I was thinking that I was gonna say that was my honorable mention.
Chris already said Grant Hill. He was my second choice. Those are some real good choices. I like that Lynn Bias one.
Yeah.
Because if he got the opportunity to play, he would have been a hell of a player.
Yeah, definitely.
And then I want to say, as my honorable mention, I want to say Kobe. Because after he tore that Achilles, man, it was downhill from there.
Man, he played 20 years.
I don't give a damn. Respect the GOAT. Respect the GOAT.
And he said it with a straight face. He's like, man,
right.
after Kobe tore his Achilles, he wasn't sick. Stop.
Nobody said Penny. Yes. Penny played, though.
He still played.
He played a significant amount of time.
He wasn't the same, right? He wasn't the same.
He wasn't the same with Penny.
Because you could even say Tracy McGrady wasn't really 100% healthy. He always dealt with the backstab.
Yeah, but he still played in Toronto. Vince Carter.
Remember he had those injuries?
Okay, as we were saying.
Well, we could throw in Isaiah Thomas, too, with the hip injury.
Yep, hip injury that lost him $200 million.
We could say Magic Johnson.
We could say Shaq.
Because he always had the big toe injury.
We just said Rose. But Rose, he got injured. He got really injured. Rose was out for like two and a half years.
And then
Penny wasn't out 2.5 years. Yeah, he had injuries, but he wasn't out like that. His choice. It ain't his choice. He needed surgery. You know what, Chris?
They literally had to reattach the whole ACL.
Yeah, you know what, Chris? Chris, I'm not about to respond to you no more, Chris. If you wanna talk in this podcast, you show up when I tell you to. From here on out, I don't want to hear your fucking comments.
Damn.
All right, man. So we only got a minute left to get this over with. So we appreciate y'all all showing up.
Shout out to everybody, YouTube, Twitch.
Honorable mention, Jerry West, I would say.
Okay. We appreciate all y'all popping in.
But I mean, look
YouTube,
at
from Twitch. It'll be the same time next week. 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. Pacific Time. Next week we'll have another 5 topics. We'll hopefully have a special guest next week. Anybody else got something to say before we shut it down?
Fuck you.
Thank you for everybody watching and listening.
Yeah, of course. Yep. Thank you. Appreciate it. The food was delicious here. If y'all ever in town, come here and eat.
All right, shut the fuck up. Bye. We appreciate y'all.